Ready.
Okay, at 6 o'clock, we'll call the regular session of August 23rd to order. Could you please call roll, ma'am?
Shivers?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
First item is the approval of the minutes of the August 9th study regular session.
Move to approve the minutes?
Second.
Shivers?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Number 4, at this time, I move we open the public hearing to establish the 21 property tax rate. Need a second?
Second.
Shivers?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor, this is the time and date set for the public hearing to establish the current year property tax rates. Proud to announce that the actual tax rate will be going down as we go into the new year. To cover the details for the public hearing, we'll turn to Roger Haynes.
Good evening, Council. As required by state law, we need to conduct this public hearing to go over the proposed property tax rates for 2021, which would impact the 2021-22 budget. Based on the 2021 assessed value of $749,469, and the state auditor's office allowable tax rate calculation of 73.92 cents per $100 assessed valuation, revenues for the city will be $1,173,476 based on 100% collection. Based on that assessed value, revenue for the City of Mexico will be allocated among 3 funds for the 21-22 budget year. The proposed tax rate for the general fund would be 44.04 cents per $100 assessed valuation, bringing in an estimated revenue of $699,132. The tax rate proposed for the Park and Recreation Fund would be 9.96 cents per $100 assessed valuation, bringing an estimated revenue of $158,114. And finally, the proposed tax rate for the Public Health Fund would be 19.92 cents per $100 assessed valuation, bringing in an estimated revenue of $316,229. Total revenue to be brought in would be $1,173,476, as previously mentioned, and the total tax rate would be 73.92 cents per $100 assessed valuation. On the screen that we have before you, we've put together a comparison of the property assessed rates for this year 2020 and the property assessed value for 2021. There's approximately a $3.7 million gain from the previous year to this year, most of that being the area of real estate and real utilities. This is a comparison of the 2 years as far as a current tax rate proposed. As Bruce mentioned, the total rate will go down. It will be moving from 74.22 cents per $100 assessed valuation to 73.92 cents per $100 assessed valuation. All 3 funds, tax rate will go down slightly, as you can see on the screen before you. There are certain rules set forth through state statutes and calculated by the state auditor's office, which provides that there's no dramatic rate increase in levy or decrease in levy, so that entities can continue to provide the services to the communities. The state auditor's office provided City of Mexico a pro forma calculation data depicting what levy rates are allowed for 2021 based on several factors, including the prior year assessment adjustments, current year assessment, value of assessment growth through new construction and reassessments. Additionally, CPI caps, value lost through asset aging or reclassification, and limits set through voter-approved tax rate caps. As mentioned earlier, the current year assessed valuation of $158,749,469, less assessed valuation of new construction and improvements for the year, which equals $881,690 assessed, equals an adjusted current assessed value of previously existing property of $157,867,779. The prior year assessed valuation of $155,037,677, less assessed value of the property locally assessed in prior year but state assessed in the current year, which in this case was zero, equals an adjusted prior year assessed valuation of $155,037,677. In using that calculation for the general fund, the prior year's adjusted assessed value multiplied by the prior year 2020's permitted general levy fund rate of 44.22 cents per $100 assessed valuation equals a maximum prior year adjusted revenue of $685,577. Then they take that figure and multiply that by either the reassessment growth or the CPI cap, whichever is the lesser. In this case, it was a CPI of 1.40% to come up with a permissible revenue for the general fund. That revenue is divided by the adjusted current year assessed valuation of $157,867,779, gives an allowable tax rate for 2021, which is the 44.04 cents per $100 assessed valuation. The same calculation process takes place for both the Parks and Recreation Department and public health funds. The Parks and Recreation proposed rate would be the $9.96, and the public health fund would be the 19.92 cents per $100 assessed valuation respectively. Again, this is the totals that was shown previously, showing the total new rate proposed and, of course, the anticipated revenue for all funds based on 100% volume. Just to provide a little history, this is the last 12 years of rates for each of those funds, and then a total levy for each of those funds, running from 2011 to 2021. Of course, the most marked difference would be from 2012 to 2013. That would be when the voters passed a half-cent sales tax for the Park and Recreation Fund and reduced the levy from 20 cents to 10 cents. Everybody answer any questions?
Questions? I have two. One is, I forget what it was. I was trying to tell somebody, what was it per dollar? What was the dollar amount they paid, the average citizen paid? When are you telling us that in the budget?
During the budget work session, when we went over that, and I don't remember it exactly, but I want to say for the average price house, for the taxes for the city is like $131 or something like that. And I might be off, but I think that's pretty close.
I was trying to tell them, like, you're getting all these services for all $31 a year.
No, that's just the city portion.
Yeah, yeah. Just, that was like our police and all that.
Yeah.
And the second question is the property, I don't know if you would know this or not, but does this include Teva with the building still on it? Or is this with them gone now? Do you know?
Likely it would have been with them still on it, but the assessment price.
Part of it, I think, was down. I think part of it was down last year, so this would have been what they had in December. So I think part of it might have already been removed. So it was already empty at that point, so I think that's already had some impact. I don't think it's had full impact.
Okay. Thank you.
Two questions. What is the state assessed part that was zero? What would they assess?
That would be railroad utilities. What we've seen happen over the past few years is if you have a company that has, let's say, utilities in many jurisdictions, rather than getting a tax rate from all those various jurisdictions, they might go to the state and say, we would like you to assess this all at once at one time.
Okay.
And when that happens, then that pulls it out of our responsibilities for the assessment for the county. It's to the state to do so.
And And just so everybody knows, what is our budget for next year, kind of round numbers? Got that off the top of your head?
Expenditure budget was around 19 million.
Yeah, just in comparison, how much the property tax is a portion of that, it's not very much of our total budget. People often talk to me about, they think we survive 100% off of property tax. It's a very small portion of it.
Is that,
That's a 19 million something.
19,190,000 roughly.
19 million. about
19,190,000.
Questions, anybody else?
No.
Then we open the floor to the public. If you have a comment or a question, if you come to the podium, state your name and address, and try to hold your question to 3 minutes. You have the floor. Yes, sir.
I'll be really quick. My name is Jason Leonard.
And your address?
Last name?
My address is 11840 Aldrine County Road, 993.
Could you move up a little closer, just a
I'm
little bit?
sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Your
My
name
name is Jason Leonard.
Leverett?
Yes.
Thank you.
My address is 11840 Aldrine County Road, 933. It's just a mile outside of town. And my question is, if there was any consideration to allowing like alternative vehicles such as golf carts or UTVs on the streets of Mexico?
Sir, at this time, we're at a public hearing on the tax rate only. A little bit later on, we'll have public comments where that could be brought forward.
I apologize.
No problem.
Very sorry.
No problem. But we're in a public hearing just on taxes at this time. Anyone else out there? If not, I move we close the public hearing.
Second.
Shivers?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
New business. Bill number 2021-56, an ordinance levying taxes on all property for the fiscal year October 1, 21 to September 30, 22 for the city of Mexico, Missouri. 2 readings by title only and passage. Mr. Legel, another comment?
Your Honor, the ordinance establishing the property tax rates for the next fiscal year, we had the public hearing earlier. As we heard, the tax levies evaluation did go up, but the rate's going down. The ordinance has been posted its required length of time, and we would request that you proceed with 2 readings by title only and passage of the attached ordinance.
I move for first reading bill number 2021-56.
Second.
Shivers?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Bill number 2021-56, an ordinance levying taxes on all property for the fiscal year October 1, 2021 to September 30th, 2022 for the city of Mexico, Missouri. I move for the second reading of bill number 2021-56.
Second.
Second.
Shivers?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Bill number 2021-56, an ordinance levying taxes on all property for the fiscal year October 1, 2021 to September 30th, 2022 for the city of Mexico, Missouri. I move for passage of bill number 2021-56.
Second.
Shivers?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Item 6, other business, pay the claims.
Make a motion to pay the bills?
Second.
Shivers?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Item 7, comments from the council. Mr. Haig.
School starts Wednesday. I just tell everybody, be careful out there. The buses will be running, and I know children will be walking the streets and getting to school. So make sure that they are that you're seeing the stop signs when they come out on the buses, and protect those kids, and continue to do your part with the COVID. If you don't feel safe, wear that mask and stay 6 feet, and let's keep the numbers down in Aldrine County.
Mr. Williams.
I was just going to basically say the same thing. It's high school starts tomorrow. I guess regular school started last week for the little guys and girls. So yeah, be careful out of the buses. And again, beating a dead horse, but COVID, take care of yourselves and take care of others.
Mrs. Briggs.
Well, I'd like to extend condolences to Mr. Schlegel on the death of his stepmother, and we know that's a sad time for your family, but we do extend our condolences.
And I can't state it enough. This past Saturday, I officiated a funeral for a 29-year-old who died of COVID, who was from Mexico, didn't live here anymore. And so please, like you said, whether you feel safe or not, at least social distance and try to take care of others as well. And just remind everyone, this week is the Soybean Festival. Let's go out and enjoy and have fun.
Yes, at this time, I do want to call on Kenzie Russell, our Public Works Director. He has an announcement in reference to employee awards that I think is important that we recognize.
Thank you. Yes, I'm pleased and proud to note to you, Council, that, David Thanen, who has been employed by the city for 20 years and is a supervisor in our wastewater plant, was awarded the Missouri Water Environment Association Operator of the Year for Small Systems. That's a statewide award that recognizes excellent operations and maintenance work. And so we're proud that David was able to garner that award. And then also wanted to note, coming up beginning of next week is the National APWA, Association of Public Works, and at that national meeting, our Drew Williford will graduate from the Emerging Leaders Academy. APWA runs that academy. It is a class that is nationwide and it is only 16 people. And so we're proud that Drew, over the course of the last year, has stuck with that program and will be graduating.
Great.
Congratulations.
Great, Drew. Mr. Schlegel?
That's all I have.
Well, for me, all I can say is, as you said, school's starting. I did have the privilege of addressing the new teachers last week, and I think we have 24 new teachers in Mexico, and they all seem to be gung-ho and ready to go. So, looking forward to a good school year.
Did you tell them we were living the dream in Mexico?
I did. I told them about everything that was in Mexico, Presser Hall and Historical Society and all that. Told them if they didn't move here, they wouldn't be living the dream. So, you bet.
Everybody gets the joke.
At this time, we'll take public comments. Please come to the podium, state your name and address, and try to hold it to 3 minutes. And you're it.
I apologize.
No problem.
That's fine.
We're going to try this again. Jason Leverett, 11840, Wandering County Road 933. So my question is, if there was ever any consideration for golf carts and UTV and those types of vehicles on the streets of Pittsburgh? I think there was at one point, but I didn't know if there was a possibility to revisit it at some time. That's really it. It's just a question.
Okay, there's a possibility we could revisit it. I guess I question the fact that you're not in the city making the request. It would be much more effective if it was this person who lived within our jurisdiction was making us the request to relook at this. I'm not saying that your comments are not well-founded, but you're not in our jurisdiction.
Would it help if we own business in the Not really.
We'll discuss it some more. How about that?
Sure, it's just a question.
All right. Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Williams? Yes. Miller?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Gray?
Yes.